What if the moment you said, "I do," could literally kill you? That's not a metaphor. That's the nightmare Rachel Harkin has been living with her entire life. And in Netflix's Something Very Bad Is Going to Happen, we finally get the full, terrifying picture of a curse that has haunted her bloodline for generations. Today we're breaking down exactly how the curse works, where it came from, what the rules are that nobody saw coming. Let's get into it. To understand Rachel's curse, we have to go way, way back. Generations ago, a woman in Rachel's family tree made a deal she probably should have thought twice about. Her fiancé died in a hunting accident, and in her grief, she made a bargain with death itself. Bring him back, and she would believe with her whole heart that he was her one true soulmate. Death agreed. The man came back, but Death isn't exactly known for being generous without strings attached. The deal came with a condition. If she ever doubted, even for a second, that this man was truly her soulmate, the consequences would be catastrophic. And the punishment wouldn't stop with her. It would ripple forward through every child, every grandchild, every descendant that followed. That's the seed. That's where it all starts. Now here's where it gets even more twisted. The immortal figure we come to know as the witness, the one who appears at every cursed wedding, was once a mortal man. He fell in love with a woman named Marianne, and they were set to be married. But at the last moment, he got cold feet and walked away. He left Marianne standing at the altar. By abandoning her, he violated the spirit of Death's original bargain, and Death made him pay for it. He was cursed with immortality, not as a gift, but as a punishment. He would live forever, forced to appear at every wedding in Marianne's bloodline as a witness, never able to rest, never able to move on. Marianne eventually married another man, Thomas Harkin, and because of that connection, the curse followed her into the Harkin bloodline. That's Rachel's family. That's how they got pulled into something they had absolutely no say in. Okay, so here's the part that makes this curse especially cruel, because it has very specific rules. Rule number 1, staying single keeps you safe. You can date, you can be in a long-term relationship, you can be committed to someone your whole life. As long as you never legally marry, the curse leaves you alone. The second you get engaged and decide to walk down that aisle, the clock starts ticking. Rule number 2, everything hinges on whether you truly believe your partner is your soulmate. Not whether they actually are, whether you believe it. Deep down, with zero doubt. If you marry someone and you believe with your whole heart they are the one, you live. If you marry someone and deep down you're not sure, you die. And rule number 3, the most brutal one, if you get cold feet and walk away from the wedding entirely, you don't get off easy. You die anyway, and the curse jumps to your partner's family. It spreads like a virus. There is no clean exit. While Rachel is trying to figure out how to survive her own wedding, she digs into her family's history and discovers that one ancestor actually made it through. But it wasn't free. There was a ritual, a dark one. It required a piece of her own bone, bodily fluids from her fiancé, hair from her future mother-in-law, and blood taken from someone who genuinely wished her harm. Basically, it was a potion that could suppress the curse, but at the cost of changing who Rachel fundamentally is. And this is where the show gets really interesting, because Rachel refuses. She decides she would rather face the curse as herself than survive it as someone different. She believes in her relationship. She chooses to trust it. That decision is everything. So Rachel walks into her wedding day with faith, and then Nikki pulls the rug out from under everything. At the altar, in front of everyone, Nikki refuses to say, "I do." He starts talking about how marriage has been destructive in his family, how he feels like he pressured Rachel into this, how he's doing this for her. But here's the truth. The show reveals. Nikki never truly believed in the curse. He thought it was superstition. He thought Rachel was being dramatic. He never fully accepted her reality, which means he was never truly seeing her. And Rachel realizes it in that moment. He wasn't her soulmate, not because the feelings weren't real, but because a soulmate would have believed her. A soulmate wouldn't have left her standing there. As that realization hits, the sun goes down and the curse activates, but not on Rachel, on Nikki's family. Then Nikki panics. He tries to fix it by dragging Rachel back to the altar and saying his vows without her consent, which is not romantic, that's coercion, and it makes everything worse. Rachel starts bleeding, the curse is taking hold. Here's where the finale flips everything upside down. Rachel doesn't die. We see her pick herself up, shaken, but alive. Next to the witness's body, there's a note. It says 2 words, "Your turn." Rachel drives away, and the implication is enormous. She has become the new witness. Immortal, cursed to appear at every wedding in Nikki's family line from now until the end of time. Just like the original witness was forced to appear at every wedding in hers, the curse didn't end, it transferred. And now Rachel is on the other side of it, doomed to watch others go through what she went through forever. As for Nikki's family, they weren't so lucky. His mother and his sister are among those who don't make it. Nikki himself survives because someone has to be left to carry the curse forward. It's poetic in the most devastating way. What makes this story hit harder than your average horror is that the curse isn't really about death or magic or immortal witnesses. It's about doubt. It's about what happens when the person who's supposed to love you most doesn't actually believe you, doesn't see you fully, doesn't trust your experience of the world. Rachel didn't die because of a supernatural entity. She lost everything because the person she was going to marry never truly had faith in her. And now she'll watch that pattern play out in someone else's family forever. That's the real horror. If you made it this far, hit that like button and subscribe. We break down endings, curses, and everything in between. Drop your theories about Rachel's next chapter in the comments. We'll see you in the next one.